Now, if you know how Judge Judy and her ideology work, you would know that this will come as a surprise.
Is that the justice system working, or is it the justice system being manipulated?
I would be happier, as someone who owns property in Manhattan, if the district attorney of New York County would take care of criminals who are making it impossible for citizens to walk in the streets and use the subway, to use his efforts to keep those people off the street, than to spend $5 million or $10 million of taxpayers' money trying Donald Trump on this nonsense. That's my view. But I, as a taxpayer in this country, resent using the system for your own personal self-aggrandizement. Now, if you didn't know...
And that's what you think the DA did in Manhattan?
That's what I think. I mean, if you look, you had to twist yourself into a pretzel to figure out what the crime was.
Still trying to figure it out.
New York City didn't like him for a while.
Trump.
Trump.
What do you think of Donald Trump?
What do I think of him? I think he was a good businessman, a real estate guy, and he was certainly terrific on The Apprentice.
She just couldn't bring herself to say anything about him being the president. But that's cool, because in my opinion, you could tell she wanted to, she's trying not to like him. You know, she's somebody who's definitely leaned left in terms of her political views for sure. But even her, somebody who's leaning left, is seeing through the BS. She's even calling out the law for fair, going, hey, as a judge, no, I wouldn't be trying this case right here. You know, first of all, we don't even know what the case is about. Well, we know what it's about, but we don't know what he's being charged for. That's first and foremost. And in addition to that, when this case was brought before Alvin Bragg the first time, he denied it. Man, I'm telling you, all these DA Jack Smith, you know, Alvin Bragg, you know, you got Letitia James, Fannie Willis, all these people need justice has to be brought, man, for sure. But I gotta again acknowledge, hey, man, despite Judge Judy being traditionally left-leaning, I gotta give her kudos for not being biased in her approach when it comes to actually looking at justice, okay? Now, she also, you know, warned us about the Democrats. Indirectly, but nonetheless, she put a good warning about why we need to leave that Democratic plantation. I'm telling you, you listen to this message, it's gonna sound a lot like what you see happening today.
There is never an excuse for bad behavior. And when society started to make excuses for bad behavior and react to criminality based upon the excuses, it fell apart. It fell apart. You're just as dead if somebody 18 kills you or 17. You're just as dead. When you have elected district attorneys who don't know what their job is, they should go find another job, fill ice cream cones someplace, but don't ruin cities. And what's happened around New York City, Portland, San Francisco, you had district attorneys who didn't know what their job was. And the cities are ruined. People are leaving. That's what happens. So, what do I think? I think we better get smarter before we get lost, permanently lost.
Yes, that's all we see happening in today's day and age. All we're fighting for is common sense. That's it. But she's saying, hey, when you see people doing bad things and you have other people looking at those bad things being done and not think nothing bad about it, that's when we're in a weird spot as a country. Because I promise you, the Democrat, well, I'm just saying, they doing stuff that only they can get away with. And if it was done on the other end, bro, come on, y'all know how this will go. You know, we're watching the rise of criminals being able to have aid and empathy and sympathy for their crimes being committed. Like, it's crazy. Now, I know some of y'all can't tolerate this woman, because, of course, if you know, you know. I told you, she's traditionally left-leaning. Matter of fact, most recently, she was really campaigning with Nikki Haley. She even went up and spoke with her. So y'all know how this go, you know what I mean? You can't really, people still a little skeptical, but she ain't switch sides or nothing like that. And just then, We just learned, speaking of all, criminal activity being had and excused, Jack Smith has just been found out to be a private citizen. Literally. Jack Smith is just a private citizen. Never nominated by a president and not confirmed by the Senate, yet he has more power than all of the U.S. attorneys in the country. Toss it out. Stop wasting our tax dollars on persecution.
Case against Trump get tossed out because his office is unlawful and unconstitutional. What do you think?
Oh, I think they've made a very strong argument. And the argument basically is, look, Jack Smith was given more power than all of the U.S. attorneys all across the country. Well, to be a U.S. attorney, you have to be nominated by a president and confirmed by the Senate. That did not happen with Jack Smith. So to me, his appointment is clearly unconstitutional, and the judge has an obligation to examine that argument, because if that's true, then the entire criminal prosecution.
I know, we cover a lot of videos over here, but I ain't gonna sit here and act like I know how all this stuff works. How the hell did this man get his position if he didn't get the position? Make that make sense to me. It don't make sense at all, man. This is clowns. Clowns on the left right here, man. It says, SCOTUS Justice Thomas raised crucial questions about Jack Smith's legitimacy of special counsel's prosecution of Trump. We have here an extraordinary prosecutorial power being exercised by someone who was never nominated by the president or confirmed by the Senate. Then somebody gonna have to step up, bro. Somebody got to step in and put an end to this ASAP. What the hell are we doing? Come on, Trump.
Was Jack Smith nominated by President Biden or confirmed by the U.S. Senate?
Look, you're asking me about a case, again, motions filed, as you just
This
cited
is a simple question.
No, I'm not
Was Jack Smith nominated by President Biden?
No, he was not.
Was he confirmed by the Senate?
No, he was not.
When was the special counsel statute passed?
There is no special counsel statute. There was an independent counsel statute that was expired.
So it expired. So what gives you the authority to appoint a special counsel? You've created an office in the U.S. government that does not exist without authorization from Congress.
And there you have it. We have our justice system freestyling, man. This is worse than DEI. Honestly, stuff like this makes me in favor for DEI. For real. Shit, it's basically what they did. I forget whether he was qualified for. He didn't get confirmed that his qualifications were for that position right there, man. My God. Dude didn't even want to answer a simple question, bro. A simple question, man. Merrick Garland is annoying. All these people are annoying. Law don't mean nothing to nobody these days, bro. You're making up your own office. Come on, this is crazy. Garland and Jack Smith, bro, they have no legitimate legal authority to conduct any legal action against Trump, and yet here we are. Unlawfully spending taxpayers' dollars. Bro, he should face embezzlement charges. Let's not also forget that he tampered with evidence. Tampering with evidence is a third-degree felony. Okay, that man deserves to have some chains on his arms, you know what I mean? And some bars in his face that he can't get through. It's punishable by up to 2 to 10 years in prison and fines up to $10,000, which, in my opinion, ain't enough, man. You spend a hella taxpayer money, bro. I say up to $2 to $5 million minimum. He tampered with evidence and brought incriminating props to the Mar-a-Lago raid, bro. He brought props, man. Like, we not laughing, at the severity of the situation. We laughing at just how comical this is, and the fact that it's continuing to be, just to be laid out. Like Judge Judy was saying, when we're pretty much normalizing criminal behavior, and these criminals are being celebrated. Come on, man, you should be ashamed of yourself for this, Jack Smith. And, everybody that's involved to work, really the Biden administration and everybody that's colluding with Biden to go against Donald Trump. Merrick Garland, man, even during that questioning, there was a certain point where he was asked, hey, can you provide us with evidence? With all of your information to prove that you are not colluding with Alvin Bragg, Jack Smith, and Letitia James, Fannie Willis. Like, we need to know, what's your communication between them and the DOJ? And he's like, no. And in my opinion, if you got something to hide, if you ain't got nothing to hide, that wouldn't have been something you would have said no to. I'm telling y'all, man, it's happening right in front of us.